Hey guys, welcome to this week's video. If you are new to my channel, my name is Lauren and I am a money and mindset coach. This week's topic is going to be 5 money saving game changers. Especially lately with inflation, we are all really feeling the impact on our wallets and on our bank accounts. So these are really important to start implementing now. So the first game changer that we're going to talk about is changing your mindset. I cannot stress enough the importance of mindset for your financial well-being. Without a drastic change in my money mindset, I would not have been able to overcome financial hurdles and some money blocks that I had instilled in me from early on in my childhood. So some of us need to change the mindset, like myself, that was instilled young, and others need to change the mindset in a different form. Maybe we're in a new town, or we have a new group of friends, or we have favorite TV shows. All of the different influences around us can really impact our mindset regarding all aspects of life, but especially our money mindset. But don't worry, you can still watch your favorite guilty pleasures. I wouldn't survive without watching Real Housewives franchise on Bravo, or Bravo just in general. So you don't need to completely shift all of your influences. You just need to be aware. Everything that you think about needs to be deliberate. So the biggest hurdle for me to overcome was comparison when it came to mindset. And I talk in depth about this in one of my YouTube videos called Let the Joneses Win. But it's something that steals away from you your happiness. So I believe it was Teddy Roosevelt who said, comparison is the thief of joy. And it's very natural that we compare ourselves to others. And in fact, it's a great quality in certain respects because it pushes us to go beyond what our current status is. It pushes us to keep moving forward and to keep trying to improve upon ourselves. But comparison can also be a very toxic feeling and emotion, and especially when it comes to your money mindset. If you're constantly comparing yourself to others and what they have and therefore what you do not have, not only will you live a life that's full of resentment and feelings of deprivation, but you also are going to have a really hard time keeping friends, and you may alienate some of the people around you. Another ideal which really blocks us from increasing our wealth or saving our money is the idea of perfection. I'm a very all or nothing personality, and in different aspects of my life, whether it be weight or whether it was academics or finances, tend to have this everything needs to be perfect, and the minute it's not, might as well just throw in the chips, right? And just, oh well, I've already made a mistake, so now I can just go on a spending spree. So that's another mindset shift that needs to happen in order for us to really increase our savings. The second thing that is crucial for your savings would be to calculate your family's monthly expenses, aka create a budget. Poor budget gets a really bad rap. And is really a wonderful thing that provides us with an illustration of where we are, what our financial health is. So it's really straightforward. You need to create a budget, but you need to get it right. I personally love a good spreadsheet, to-do lists, etc. But I know that not everyone is like me. If you'd like to find a free basic budget, you can head over to my website, frugalfamfinance.com/blog, and read more about budgeting and grab my free e-workbook on there. And in this step, you're just listing every monthly expense that you have, whether that be your mortgage, rent, utilities, car payments, credit card payments, loan payments, groceries, cell phone payments, healthcare, etc. And you want to make sure to overestimate on the variable expenses like groceries. Okay, that would be called being conservative with our estimates. Then you will total them up, super easy, right? And somewhat shocking at the same time. Sometimes we don't realize the total of our expenses, and that directly determines what your spending budget can be. So check your numbers and check your math and recheck both again, because you want to see what your income or your incoming earnings is and what your outgoing expenses are. And that will help you determine what you can and cannot spend. The third money-saving game changer is reflecting on your current spending. This reminds me of that moment of truth when you're starting a diet and you get on that scale, perhaps for the first time in a very long time. We really like to downplay the severity of things in our mind, but you can't downplay a number, especially one that's written in ink or on your computer screen. But do not panic. It's actually a great moment because admitting and adjusting your spending will be tough, but it's so rewarding and it's such an impactful part of your life towards financial health. Also, keeping your head in the sand is not going to help the situation. It's just going to postpone the inevitable and make the inevitable a whole lot worse. So here's what you have to do. You can work through these steps on your own, or again, you could head over to my website and download the Zero In on Your Spending Habits ebook. But you're going to track your month's spending with the budget, categorize your spending. So is that spending for utilities? Is that spending for clothing? Is it entertainment, maybe including eating out? You're going to select one specific spending category that you can and should tweak. Make just one realistic tweak for now. Don't try to do too many things at once because inevitably that will be overwhelming and you may just stop and give up. So just pick one minor tweak and then monitor the changes that you make the following month. So for instance, maybe your one tweak is going to be with your groceries. Maybe instead of getting groceries every week, you're going to try to stretch it to every 10 days and really utilize all of the groceries that you have, and in doing so, end up saving money. Try it for a month, track your spending, and see how you feel about it. If you can continue to tweak it, great. And then once you feel like you've hit that sweet spot of that category, move on to another one that could have some tweaking as well. The fourth money-saving game changer is attacking your debt. Debt, I said it. We don't like that word. Not all debt is bad debt. In fact, there's good debt out there, and debt helps us to level up or to increase our wealth when it's used correctly. But our ultimate goal is to live a life free of what we'd call bad debt. For instance, huge credit card debt that's being racked up because you have a shoe problem. Just saying. But for now, let's start by listing out all of our debt and learning how to shrink it the most efficient and realistic way. Okay, so the types of debt would be credit cards, auto loans, home mortgage, student loans, personal loans, etc. And there are many different methods and philosophies regarding debt repayment. And I am not an expert in this topic. However, from a personal and professional standpoint, and my math background and my background as a loan processor, I recommend a mix of what we call the snowball and the avalanche methods for debt repayment. And I explain way more about these methods and paying off your debt and why your method may need to change courses along the way and along your process in my other YouTube video that's called Tackle Your Debt Starting Now. And the fifth money-saving game changer, and my personal favorite, is to use a cash system for at least 2 months. Okay, using cold hard cash makes spending so much harder, and that's a good thing. The cash envelope system is crucial for you to identify your poor spending habits and then fixing them. So first, pick a reasonable amount of money to spend per month based on the budget that we came up with already. Then divide that amount up into categories. So you must notate every single thing you spend on those envelopes throughout the month. And this is going to be data gold. So if you're a data nerd like me, you're gonna love it. And if you're not, you're still gonna enjoy it, trust me. So for example, my husband and I decided when we very first started the cash envelope system years ago that we would each have $500 per month in our cash envelope. And we based it on historical spending averages and also what we had left to spend when we took our income and subtracted our fixed expenses. When we chose categories and his money allocation were slightly different from mine. So, for instance, my categories were gas, entertainment, clothing, drugstores like CVS, Walgreens, etc. And my husband's were the same, but he also had to allocate more to gas because he had a longer commute. And he didn't really have to allocate much to his clothing envelope because he would literally wear paint-stained clothes every day if I allowed it. So we didn't have to worry about his clothing category. Very quickly, we realized we had a problem. And the problem was called Amazon Prime. So we were able to uncover areas where we really were just lighting money on fire. So, okay, I do love Amazon, and I'm not going to knock it in any way because it's convenient and it has variety, and those diapers show up right at your front door. But it is very easy to overpurchase with the click of a mouse or just the tap of a phone screen. So we really had to set a separate Amazon monthly budget for ourselves. That's how we worked around this issue that we encountered. And it was tricky because we purchased things from a wide variety of categories from Amazon. There was some clothing things, tools, that he would use for the yard, snacks, toys, gifts. So a very big variety of categories. And that is something we are always tweaking, but we decided that we still wanted to spend through Amazon, but we were just going to track it closer. We also recognized that drugstores were a big issue, Walgreens, CVS, because instead of planning ahead and buying certain products at bulk wholesale places or at the grocery store or at the dollar stores, we were last minute running out and grabbing things for double, sometimes triple the price. And also, we were falling victim to the marketing of those end caps that have the cutest little nail polish, right? Or the best little toy to give your kids. So we decided, let's stop going into those stores. And it really, really helped us save money and adjust our spending. So those were the 5 money-saving game changers. As a reminder, your mind matters. Mindset. Do you know what else matters? Expenses, spending, debt. Oh my. Try a cash system for at least 2 months. Those are the main takeaways. And get excited. You either feel great or you feel overwhelmed at the thought of implementing these 5 action steps, but both feelings are very normal. So work your way through them at your own pace. And I guarantee you that when you get through even one step, but definitely when you get through all 5, you're going to feel an incredible weight has lifted off of your shoulders because you now have a better mindset, awareness of your current situation, and a game plan for improvement. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next week.